and welcome to the April meeting of the Culture, Tourism and Communications meeting. Welcome everybody here. Firstly, I'd like to apologise because I will be eating in the background. I have to be up very, very early tomorrow morning, and I won't have time to cook when I get home. Secondly, this is my last meeting chairing this committee, so I would like to extend a massive thanks to all members who've supported me as my time as chair. I'd like to thank Angela especially as vice chair, who's done an amazing job supporting me. You know, a good team working on this committee. But I mean, the thanks go out to all councillors, all members of staff, and especially our lovely Claire here, who again, we make a great team. And you know, even though I won't be chair of it, I'll still be a very avid member of this committee at the next academic year. So just to record my thanks to everybody who supported me through this this journey with the great work we do on our lovely, friendly, happy committee we have here. I should move on. Okay then. So onto the agenda. So first thing is any apologies, Ian?
Yes, Chair, we've got apologies from councillors Hunter, Parkin, Jarvis and O'Connor, and also Pip Reason as well.
There we are. Thank you for that. So next thing is any declarations of interest? No? Fantastic. So I suppose the next thing would be to approve the minutes of the last meeting, wouldn't they, Ian?
There's two meetings, in fact, because we didn't have enough to approve. If we could do the 13th of March, because I think there's two of us, or two of you rather, who were present. So that would be yourself and
Angela.
Martin. And Rian, actually. There's three of you who were present at that one.
Would you, anybody like to approve those and propose and second them?
Yeah.
You were apparently. Yeah.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Martin's second. And then the next meeting?
The next one was the
28th of March.
28th of March. He was in second. So this is one. It's yourself, Chair, and Tim were the only three present at that meeting. There was yourself, Tim, and Richard Jarvis, and Richard isn't here, so it's just yourself and Tim.
Would you like to propose those?
Yeah.
And I'll second them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, any action points relating to the minutes?
Only a couple. The first one is action number 5, which relates to exploring the cost on options of Christmas lights and decorations for 2024.
And that was
Angela. To Angela, but I think she was being assisted by the clerk. So I'll close that.
We'll close that.
So number 5 be closed. Is deferred to July, which I won't refer. There's two more. Action 33, Paul Whittaker and Mike Eames to discuss plans to commemorate D-Day with Claire Anderson, who will report back to yourself, Chair.
There we are.
It's on the agenda.
It's on the agenda for later.
That's good. And the last one, I think this is on the agenda too. It's together with Councillor O'Neill to set up a working group to confirm categories, judges, prizes, competition. So that's under the new title of Excellent Marvel. So that's
Which is next on the agenda
anyway. And that completes the actions.
Thank you very much, Ian. Okay, so number 6 is in fact the essence of mumbles. Oh, sorry. Budget monitoring. I missed that one. One of the most important things. Absolutely. Have you all seen the budget monitoring? Is there anything that anybody wants to flag up, or anything that anybody wants to submit a question to Paul for next month? No. Brilliant. There we are. So
That's a great.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so number 6 is the essence of mumbles of photographic even explosion or exploration. Boom. Right, over to Martin. Well, Tim, I suppose, for this.
You've gone.
Yeah, so was it last week? Yeah, last week we had a meeting
Last Thursday.
between me, Martin and Graham to sort of look at all the details. So I don't have internet access at the moment, but
They changed the Wi-Fi.
so off the top of my head, we now have recommendation from the Glen Vivian regarding the panel. So local artists will be sitting on the panel to select, right? Martin is going to contact All Saints for a second venue because the Austrian is busy.
So because you have the riser bits there when they do the crib exhibition.
Yeah,
Is
so
that what
we spoke to Elaine to find available dates, which is 25th and 26th of October. Then we move on to All Saints, which is also a good idea because more engagement from that side of the community. And Graham will look at the number of photos, categories, and then Martin will need to look at actual figure for the budget available because I might need to check.
That's somebody about the meeting. They need to take.
Yeah.
Also,
I went.
I can. Okay.
Yes, I went. Meeting. Sorry.
Talk about multitasking. So he's not talking to food, is it?
Yeah.
Because it'll be 2 recordings.
Yes. It's recording. Stop. All right.
just recording if we stop the recording, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we need to double check the actual figure for the budget. And then obviously Graham will look at the number of entries and also the prices. In terms of the prices, I will need to contact Paul Whitaker regarding the prices because we want to ask local traders or shops to provide prices rather than giving out cash.
So you're thinking of a hamper?
Yeah, so he probably will arrange for us. Then we also need to speak to a legal person. I haven't. Yeah. So regarding
Peter Lynn.
Peter Lynn,
We need to talk to them just about
just cover ourselves in case of the copyright,
just guidance on
privacy and kind of
and stuff
things,
like that.
just in case. Because in most cases it should be fine, just streets and beaches.
Because we've got guidelines that we use for our events and we did Peter Lynn have helped us. Yeah. Yeah,
Just need some guidance on that.
we just thought that we better be safe than sorry, obviously.
Yeah, so other than that,
So is that Peter Lane? Sorry.
Peter Lynn.
L-Y-N-N.
It's listed of the.
I'm with you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So other than that, so we will meet up again in May.
Yeah.
We've got 5 months to go, so there's plenty of time to organise.
But we thought it would be good to involve All Saints Church and maybe some of the other churches as well. To engage with that demographic, if it were, because particularly All Saints, as you know, demographic is great.
Good location as well, isn't that? Kind of big parallel just over there.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, for consideration, you could think of Newton Village Hall, which is a lovely open light,
Is it
floor. Probably not, no, but they do art exhibitions up there anyway.
All the hooks around the
Yeah.
walls,
right, yes.
The,
Elaine pointed out, we have this history society, they leave
Yeah.
all the panels, boards there, so we can use for free. So we-
do you want
Yeah,
to
it's on
do you
that.
want to Kath, before you
Yeah.
say it?
Oh,
yeah.
Chair of Ice Matters.
All right, okay, yeah. Can we please? With,
You're mixed up with the history of Mumbles, are you?
no.
No,
Okay.
This is, the kind of more contemporary.
Yeah.
More contemporary, past, a year or two.
but we did think that the whole sort of idea of it would be it being the essence of Mumbles. It will provide a snapshot of Mumbles in 2024. So it could feed into the history of Mumbles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, we're always making history, aren't we?
Yeah, so what I mean, and it could become, how can I say, feed into an archive for later generations.
So the idea is if the collection is rich enough, then we might have a yearbook as a way of archiving these
Yeah.
photos.
For instance, it's like, I'm always surprised that how few photographs there are of the old witch and cat that used to be on the cliffs.
Yeah.
Which were a real feature of Mumbles. Well, it doesn't mean anything to you.
No, never heard of it. Yeah.
No, but this was a real feature of Mumbles back in the 1960s.
And 70s.
And 70s, yeah, but they were a bit worse away in
Yeah.
the 70s. But they were a real feature. People used to come to Mumbles just to see that. And what I'm always surprised about is if you do a search for this on the internet, there seems to be very few photographs. And I was thinking, particularly we've got the big wheel now and stuff like that, but all these different things anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. But we did think about Newton Village Hall as well, just the whole idea of maybe taking it to other venues around Mumbles, after the competition, really.
We can do that. Yeah. If the cost is manageable.
It was just thoughts we had. We didn't sort of.
Yeah. But the main venues are here.
Yeah.
And those are important.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I wanted to arrange a meeting with the new vicar from All Saints anyway to discuss a few things. But I just think that would be a good opportunity for us to start working.
Yeah, he's a lovely bloke, Hugh
Yeah.
Murphy.
I have met him, but the last time I met him, he said that he'd like to set up a more formal meeting.
Yeah.
So I will attend to that.
Brilliant. Anything else you want to mention, or is...
I think so.
Yeah.
We had a good meeting. It was very productive. I thought Mr. Graham was very interesting. Yeah.
Another thing I haven't spoken about is the project itself. We probably need to mention his company as well. So in collaboration or partnership with All About Images, which is the name of his business. So perhaps that's the one way to acknowledge his
He's a partner business of ours anyway. We've worked with him in the past, haven't we?
Graham,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's great.
He's brilliant.
That's what.
Okay, thank you very much for the update. Sounds brilliant. I'm really excited about this project. It'll be great. Okay, next is Mumbles Fest. So I'm going to hand over to Claire first of all.
Okay, so Mumbles Fest is well into the bookings, but obviously we can't go ahead until we've had approval on many things. So I'm going to just whiz through this report, and feel free to stop me at any point, but I'll just keep going and then we'll do recommendations at the end. So posts have gone out to say save the date. So Mumbles Fest is out there. Banners are designed and approved. They're ready to print. I've had a variety of quotes of banners. And I've also had a meeting with Lydia, our environmental officer, with regards to our carbon footprint. And I have spoken to her about maybe we could have eco banners this year, and they are marginally more expensive, but I've got costs on both. So I'll just read you a couple of the costs out. So we've got BDP Wales can do the normal PVC ones. So we have 4 of each. So this is the total number for 229 in PVC, or 256 for the non-PVC eco-friendly ones. Pronto Print can do them for 472 PVC, 492 non-PVC, and Kingsbridge 352 PVC. Non-PVC is 380. So we've got a variety of quotes there. So I'll make a recommendation at the end to go with the lowest cost. So moving on to tickets, they will go on sale next week. With regards to the handling company that we've used Eventbrite before, we found them to be quite expensive last year as they took a high percentage per ticket sale. So we've investigated a new ticketing platform called Ticket Source, and Paul's done some costings, and it looks like they are actually coming in at a better price. So I'd quite like to go with with this. So for instance, a £7 adult Ticket Source would charge us we'd make 641. Eventbrite would only make 570. So there's quite a discrepancy, and when you're looking at that many tickets that we sell, it's definitely worth perhaps swapping the platform of tickets, but we can talk about that. This system also has an option of charging the booking fee to the ticket buyers rather than to MCC, which would mean that we would keep 100% of the ticket price, but would make the ticket price more expensive for the buyer. The system can also scan tickets to prevent them being reused on the day, which is something we need. So this year, our proposed ticket prices for Mumbles Fest have gone up ever so slightly. So we've got here children's under 10 for £2 rather than under 14. Concession price, which our concessions are under 18s and over 60s, £5. Adult tickets gone up to 7 from 5. And then we're offering a family ticket of 2 adults and 2 children under 10 coming in at a cost of £15, which would make a saving of £3 for a family ticket. So I think it might be nice to offer that option as well. So moving on to the bookings. So far, we've booked Commercial Marquees, Total Sound for our stage sound and lighting, Gower Events and Equipment for our picnic benches, Nigel Jones for our health and safety, in-house entertainment for Bouncy Castles, Kevin Hughes, our host, and bands are booked, all bar one. So we're just waiting on that last one to find that band. So event bookings to be approved are the Portaloos, City Loo, St John's Ambulance, Silurian Security, Swansea Council with us cleansing, and the cage where we put all our bins. Our photographer, I've got 1 quote, I need another 2. The banners, which I'd like to book tomorrow as I've got artwork ready to go. A glitter and hair person, the food traders and the bars, because we've got tenders out, and we've also got food vendors' interest coming into us as well. So on the bars, the bartender document has been sent out via social media and is currently open on our website until 5 p.m. on Friday the 3rd of May, which is next Friday. So far, we've received expressions of interest from Le Temp Care, which is the body of looking over Venue 42 and Mum Bales make that. So they would like to go combining their style. Venue 42 would do wine and cocktails, Mum Bales would do beers and ales. We've got Gower Brewery's interest. We've got an interest from SXC Gin. So I'm not sure if they are interested in doing a gin stall or if they're interested in a bar, but they've been directed to the tender document, so it's all very clear there. So whether these all provide tenders, there's one other one from In-House Entertainment called the Bar Company Event Bar. So once all these people have seen that there is actually the tender document available, I think that will perhaps clarify a few things for them. I also know of 3 other bar interests who said they'll be submitting a tender for the bar. So we could have up to 6 or 7 next Friday to consider.
Could I just ask a quick question? This SSC gin,
SXC.
SXC,
Yeah.
are they based locally or?
I don't know. I'm not actually very sure. It was just we would like to express an interest. Thank you. So we've now gone back. Yeah. Okay.
Because a lot of these gin companies are out nowadays.
Hmm.
Okay, so we've also sent out a request for food vendors. We can fit a maximum of 8 on our field. So far, we received interest from this is a quick list which I'll whiz through: roast carvery and rolls, tasty Greek gyros menu, noodles, steak burgers and fries, chocolate loaded crepes and churros, Nellie Mae's fish and chips, the Gower Dough Company, and then from in-house entertainments, the Rooster, which is Kentucky Fried Chicken, a Burger City Grill, Chinese cuisine noodles, the Greek, very vegan, chips and dips, the Coffee Company, the Catch, which is fish and chips, Hog Roast, the Italian Pizza Company, and Dinky Donuts.
Starbucks?
So, really, but just to give you an idea, we've got, a good selection of people who are interested.
Just for information, the gin company is a local one. It's a Gower-based one.
Great.
We don't know where they're based, do you? 'Cause-
We can find.
Available in Mum Bales, so they're obviously a newcomer of ultra premium distilled gins made using aphrodisiacs locally on Gower.
Well,
That's what we
See, the other day that there's one based on the hill coming out of Port Island.
That's Dav's. Yes.
The Gower. No, that's the.
Ivy's gin, is it? Hmm.
Typical, they do tours and things.
Be the next team holding meeting. Okay,
Sure.
so just to then run through where I'm at with a few points, just to give you an update. We've got the risk assessment, the site plan.
Excuse me, Claire. Sorry, Claire. Can I just interrupt? Sorry. I'm just wondering, are we having Circus Eruption this year?
I'm just about to come to that.
Okay.
But it's for you to discuss and to decide. So we'll get to that. Yeah. Okay. So the risk assessment, site plan, event management plan are all being prepared. There won't be much change from last year, but still it's being. We've got wristbands left over from last year, so we can use those. We also have our reusable plastic cups left over from last year, of which we have plenty to supply the bars. We'll set up a table to sell the cups for £1 each inside the beer tent, run by MCC to avoid any issues and confusion with the bars. So that will work well. Retro Weekend will be held in Oystermouth Castle Field the weekend prior to Mumbles Fest. So we're currently looking into costs for event matting, which will protect the ground. Then hopefully it won't get too churned up with all the delivery trucks entering and leaving the field. We may even get lucky and have a dry week. Such things won't even need to be a consideration. We won't hold our breath. Okay, this year we're exploring other activities for the top of the hill to replace the circus workshop, just to have a change. I mean, we're not sort of saying one way or the other. Well, it's up to everyone, but one idea is giant games such as Jenga and Kaplunk, these massive games, Connect 4, and also the the sumo wrestling suits. So we're quite limited on what we can put on the top of the hill due to high winds. We can't have inflatables, mainly because of winds, but also because they need electricity as well. And we're not running electricity up there. So we can't really have footballs. We don't want balls sort of flying or any type of ball sport. It's tricky, isn't it? It's a tricky situation. So that's a consideration. We're limited in what we can place. Oh, because of that. Okay, so I've spoken to In-House Entertainment because they do our bouncy castles and they also supply all these extra games. So for £625, we could have the sumo wrestling suits, giant Connect 4, giant snakes and ladders, giant Jenga, giant Skittles, giant Kaplunk, and a giant buzz wire. So that's £625. And
That's on top of the.
it would be on top of the bouncy castles, but so was the Circus Workshop. But in comparison, the Circus Workshop was £600 last year, and we get all of that for £625, just so that you're aware. Okay, so Nigel Jones and I will manage the traffic in and out of the castle field wearing high vis on Friday the 14th and Saturday the 15th of June. And I will be emailing all staff and councillors to see who can help on the day, so I can hopefully get a plan together of who's doing what. Okay, so now moving on to recommendations to council. Could I recommend that we print the eco banners with BDP Wales as their our cheapest supplier and go with the eco version, which is marginally more?
Asked.
Could I recommend that we change our ticketing platform to Ticket Source, so they handle our tickets rather than Eventbrite this year?
All those in favour? Asked.
Give it a go at least.
Could I recommend that you decide what you would like to do with the booking fee, either charge it to the ticket buyer or do MCC pay the fee?
My personal, I'm open to you first.
Well, how much would that put the family ticket up to then? You don't know, they don't want what they got it. How much is the booking fee? So
Sorry.
Not all.
Booking fees are similar at 7%.
the only thing is, if
For Ticket Source and 6.95 for Eventbrite. So
would there be any option for people if they don't want to pay the booking fee to get buy tickets other ways?
On the door, turn up and pay cash.
or
Yeah, well, okay, I think that's fair enough. Then we charge people to do it like that.
it's 7% of that. Okay. Okay with that, Ian?
Well, if it was 10% on £15, it'd be £1.50.
Yeah.
I booked single tickets for the Grand Theatre from Mumbles before and had to pay a £2 booking fee. I think these days people expect to pay a booking fee on.
That's what we've seen, wasn't it? So if you, the price that Paul's given you per ticket, Claire, takes off the percentage that they would pay the booking fee. So
Yeah.
basically, that's the same.
Yeah.
If you're turning up and you're paying on the day, you're paying the full price. So if you're booking online, you should pay the full price as well. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah. I know I don't have a vote or an opinion, but
I mean, you take the credit card, you're paying the £7 plus another 7%.
Plus the booking fee. And then you can turn up at the door and obviously not book your tickets, just pay the £7.
Well, definitely, there needs to be an option if people don't want to pay the booking fee that they can do that.
And that's 100% always.
And that's the option of turning up on the day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not an awful lot. I mean, if it's a £5 ticket, a £7 ticket.
You do the same, I do the same. You do it like that because of the convenience, and you pay the booking fee. So
You want to make sure you've got your ticket.
you can have the option to pay insurance to protect your ticket
Yeah.
should the event get cancelled as well. It puts the onus on the buyer then to protect themselves if the event is cancelled.
But with Ticket Source, they don't charge us for any handling, which we did get charged for last year, which Ticket
So that's it.
did take a hit on that.
Okay, shall we vote on that then? So I'm gonna put it to the vote that the buyer incurs the booking fee. So all those in favour? There we are, brilliant.
Okay.
Passed.
Can I recommend that the proposed ticket prices for this year are children under 10, £2, concessions are of under 18s and over 60s are £5, adults 7, family ticket £15 with a saving of 3.
All those in favour?
Thank you.
For For clarification, we mean a concession for a child, we mean over the age of 10 but under the age of 18. So we don't want any confusion on that, so just so that's captured in the minutes as well.
So my next recommendation would be, I think it might be nice to have a different bit of entertainment on the top of the hill for the children this year, as we've had the circus for a couple of years on the trot. And I do believe that what we're getting with in-house entertainment seems like really good value, with quite a few different ideas and quite a few games, and that sumo wrestling is great fun, as long as we limit the time that they can do it for. But that comes as a manned cost as well. There would be a member of staff with everything within that price, so we could say, 5 minutes each.
Well, we've done that on the castle before.
Yes, we certainly have. Yeah, so that would be my recommendation, but obviously that's down to yourselves.
Okay, how do people feel about that?
I'm not so sure. I think the games sound great, but I think the Circus Eruption offers more. For more numbers. I'm all for Circus Eruption. I think it's been great in the past, and although the games sound great as well, I think Circus Eruption is a winner.
Same here.
But taking a child to Mumblefest, I can't really comment on.
No, I can't comment on this. I think what Claire seems to be suggesting is that let's have a change, because
I think Ange was very keen to look into having that, do you think, or not?
well, Ange isn't here, unfortunately, so we can't really take that into account.
Well, as I said, they're both great options.
Yes.
So I'm,
So I am a mum of a 10-year-old, and I do go to lots of events, and I would say Circus Eruption is the way to go.
The 30 then, yeah.
Tim, anything you want to say?
Can't comment.
Well, you've got 3. Go to a vote. All those in favour of Circus Eruption, and because I don't really have a. I'm going to go with Rhian because she's the only person who had a passionate sort of thing about it. So we'll go.
Yeah.
No problem.
But we can think about maybe changing things in the future, and
Yeah.
Well, that that's one option.
There's an option.
Maybe other ideas as well that other people might have. The next recommendation, the next meeting of CTC will take place on Wednesday, the 29th of May. So we'd like to make a recommendation that, in accordance with Council Resolution CO2401-07, wherein authority was delegated to the clerk and RFO for the approval of routine expenditures within the established budgetary framework, any definitive booking requirements for Mumblefest shall be ratified by the clerk and a report presented to the next available meeting, because our time frame is tight now, and if we have to wait another month, if any changes occur, we could end up losing out or really struggling to get things booked up.
Yeah. Okay. In favour?
Yeah.
There we are.
Okay, next recommendation, that the committee authorise the clerk and the events and marketing officer to approve the final lineup of food vendors.
I'm happy to just hand that over to Claire anyway. I mean, she's always delivered good food.
It'll be a great selection. It'll be a
Yeah.
big variety. Yeah.
We don't need too much red tape on this. I vote to say yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Too much micromanagement.
Absolutely, yeah.
The next recommendation is that the below providers can be booked over the next day or two. City Loo for the Portaloo, St John's Ambulance, Silurian Security, Swansea Council for cleansing, and a photographer. Once the quotes come in, I can discuss it with councillors and we can make.
There we are.
And just to give a bit of context, the quotes were discussed in the last meeting, if you need figures, but unfortunately didn't resolve to go ahead with those quotes. So that's why we're just bringing it back for the purpose of making sure that dotting all our I's and crossing
There we
all
are.
our T's,
So I'm happy to, brilliant.
Thank
So
you.
that's,
And there's just one more, that final recommendation that the following members of the committee, Rob Marshall, Councillor Martin O'Neill, along with Kerry, our clerk, and myself, the events officer, form the panel for approval and selection of the bartenders on the week commencing the 6th of May,
Yeah.
yeah.
so that we can make a decision and go and inform
Are
them.
we including Paul Bynum in that?
Paul's on holiday.
Paul's on holiday.
We would definitely include.
So if
It
we,
might be better
if
to
we go
have
on-
one more.
if Tuesday, the 7th of May, because that's the night that committees will change, you essentially will still be committee members and you will still be chair of the committee up until that change takes place.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if either of you are planning, I know you're planning, Rob, for the
Yeah,
speaker.
yeah.
I don't know, Martin, if you're planning on staying on the committee or changing the committee, if that makes sense. Yeah, yeah, okay, there we go. So we're gonna do the 7th. Yeah.
Just because of, I don't know how that would work if we had a tie. Would me as the current chair have that casting vote,
I would say so.
or do we need a fifth member?
Because Kerry and I can't vote anyway, but
We can't vote
Kerry can make a final decision though. Can you, Kerry?
and if I have to, I don't really like to.
Because you've got two councillors. I mean, I prefer to have a third councillor, I think. So could we make,
Would you like to ask?
oh, I was thinking of Angela as vice chair and,
Is she available? Because I know I was party to a conversation the other day where I think Francesca and Will are all going on holiday roughly around the same time as each other, but I don't know what the.
they're here for the AGM. Yeah. Yeah.
I thought you said they're all gonna go on holiday together, right?
Okay, so we use Angela in that then. So we just officially vote on that.
Just to know.
Yeah.
Now, one last recommendation. One thing we haven't covered is what we would charge our food traders for their pitch. Last year it was 125. Would you decide whether you want to increase that or keep it the same? I've spoken to Paul Bynum about this today and he said put it to committee to make that decision. So we could, I mean, I know that pitches cost a lot more than that, but it's whether we get a good day. So it depends what we want to go with.
I suppose, pitches also cost a lot more in festivals, which are much bigger, and
Yeah.
we're quite small in some festivals, so.
Absolutely, the impact, I'm not.
Jesus, an example then, if you put it up to 150, you've got some judge charging £7 for a portion of whatever, pizza, churro or whatever. They only need to sell 21 of them and they've covered their pitch fee. And then on top of that is theirs that they take on top of that.
I think, yes, Kerry's absolutely right. So can I put it to the committee that we put it up to 150 this year? I think if we go beyond that, I think it might be too much of a jump for some people unless.
Have we put it up this year or what?
Yes.
Did go up from 100 to 125 last year. So Paul did say, do you want to keep it the same for one more year or do you want to increase it year on year?
I just think, what do you think their reaction might be? Do you think they'd be happy to pay that or?
I think
Okay.
25 isn't too much of an increase. If it was going up 50 quid, then that would be quite a lot of it.
Let's be honest, for most of the things what they charge, if we're putting up 25 quid, they're gonna recoup that in about 2 servings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are they likely to put their prices up?
Well, we sort of police prices of things a little bit, don't we? Because
I think also, obviously they're gonna be in competition with each other as well.
yeah.
Yeah. I just remember we had this conversation before where the ice cream man was charging like £3.50 for a basic cone. I mean, okay, it was a lot of ice cream, but it was expensive, you know.
We did have that issue once with the ice cream, didn't we?
Yeah,
So you're talking about 25% increase.
25% increase.
That's 25%, is it?
So another £25 on top of your 125 that you charged last year is a 25% increase,
20%.
20%.
20% increase.
That's yeah.
That is a lot, isn't it? You know,
It is.
Sure.
Maybe
Maybe had 140 or something.
Yeah, 3.5, but just put a tenner on these.
I think for that,
Food prices have shot up, haven't they?
prices have shot up ridiculous.
They're supposed to be coming down though, aren't they?
Should the price go?
Yeah.
I know.
I could ask them to submit their menu and prices to us before we choose them to see what kind of prices we'd be
Yeah.
looking at.
Did you manage to keep the previous prices from?
I haven't got the previous ones.
My feeling is personally, I think maybe that we should put it up a bit, but maybe that is a bit much.
Yes.
The thing is like, I think for our traders, they're going to be hit by both sides, aren't they? If we put up the fees, and also their raw ingredients will have gone up, I would have thought quite a lot, because food has gone up an incredible amount. You know, I know there's certain things maybe that they won't be using so much, but the ones that gets to me recently when I go shopping and things like olive oil,
Olive oil.
that,
They're using lard.
So what do you think would be a fair? It'd be £15 more.
well, I was thinking if we keep the increase under 10%.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
maybe.
you know, when I sorry, I'm interrupting now because I'm online and it's difficult for me to. When I buy a burger from Tucker's, it's lovely and it's £4, isn't it? And it just makes me feel nice, you know, I'm not being ripped off. And then when I go to, you know, the ice cream man and pay £3.50, it gives you a bit of a bad taste in your mouth, doesn't it? And I just think it's nice to, you know,
It's
go
quite
to a
nice.
festival and feel that you're not being ripped off. It's nice to have an ice cream after you have a burger, but
They mix in with the ice cream and with the price. But I do think, yeah, but I do think, yeah, I think it's fair. But I do think that we need to have a look at some of the pricing as well, just to make sure. Yeah.
Once Kerry and I selected our chosen,
Just to make sure that we have,
we'll ask for them to submit.
because, you know, to be honest, the people that we can, like, you know, say if we have the pizza companies, they're gonna have a captive audience there, aren't they, for pizzas, if anybody wants a pizza.
Yeah.
So we just need to make sure that they're not charging what I would
Of
call
course.
extortion.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think, you know,
Should we take
it's a premium event, that sort of stuff like that, you know, that you do normally pay quite a premium for those events, the food at those events. But I just want to think, yeah, we should have a look at what the prices are, just to make sure that we.
Okay.
and especially because I mean, you know, there'll be families of 4, 5 going,
Exactly.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always very aware of this because, you know, even if you put up something by about £2-3, and then you've got a family of 6,
Yeah.
particularly coming from an Irish background with you're great. My family, I tell you.
Picnic.
Yeah, people can bring picnics as well.
Well, yeah,
Without-
But they can bring a
They can
picnic.
bring food, no booze.
But yeah, you know, as I sort of said, if you've got a big family, it's quite a lot of big families, and you know, just putting something up £2 makes a big difference.
Well, can I put it to the committee to vote on that we put it up £10 for the
Yeah.
pitch, because I think that's under the 10%. And I think maybe it's better for small increments rather than thumping on a big percentage all in one go.
Definitely, I very much agree with that, because I very much agree that we put it up some business year. I don't like let it go 2-3 years, then we go.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, all in favour of that?
Yeah.
Brilliant. And then
Thank you, everyone.
Claire and Kerry will choose the food vendor. So thank you very much for a detailed work you put in, because in my mind now, even though I'm talking to you about this frequently, I think everybody's in a much better, I know where we are.
Clear now, yeah.
We know where we are.
It'll all be booked up.
Now, is there anything else before I speak that anybody wants to say about Mumbles Fest, or any questions people have got? Okay, the only thing we haven't got now is a warm-up band. That was who I was hoping was going to be it, so I could ask you tonight, but on holiday. So in that event, and I'll have to take Kerry's advice of this, would the committee be happy for me to find somebody, and as long as Kerry and Claire agree it's a suitable act and it's within our budget, that we do it that way rather than waiting another month to come back to committee? Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. There we are then. So
Is there a figure, Rob, for the minutes or not?
no, there's no figure at the moment, but we are under budget on, or put it this way, the amount we're up to some at the moment is considerably under what we have spent in the past. There we are. Thank you, guys. Wow.
Sorry, Rob, can I just come in? I can't put my hand up because you're missing it. What happened to the school choir? Is anything back or?
No, nothing back yet. So we might just do one school and have a rotational thing, rather than because trying to get all the schools together and organise them all is a bit of hard. It's nigh on impossible because people don't reply to emails and stuff like that. So maybe one thing we can bring is that we just ask one school to take part in it this year, and then there'll be another school next year, blah, 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 blah. And I'll take Kerry's advice on that.
No, sounds good.
Is that what you're discussing in closed session, the line and what you're doing? You've got a closed session on the end of this agenda.
Oh, have we?
Yeah.
All right.
Is that what your agenda? Because I wasn't in your agenda set a meeting, so is that what you've got a closed session for? To
The lineup, but we haven't got a lineup to discuss now.
Well, we have got a lineup. We've agreed a lineup. It's just the one band that we need to,
That was.
but which has been
That's what I mean.
delegated to me via.
Yeah.
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 There's nothing to need a session.
I don't think we need a closed session anymore, do we?
No, okay, that's fine. So with regards to schools, because nobody's been contacted at the moment because that hasn't been taken as a vote or a direction you want us to go on, can you take a vote on the direction you want us to go on this evening, and then we can start making the inquiries?
In your opinion, do you think?
I'm not a politician, Rob.
No. Do you think we've got enough time to organise all the schools being part of the choir?
I think it's quite short notice because I don't have children, so I'm going to ask Rian this. Is there a May half term coming up in May, Rian, as well?
There is, but I can't remember. I will just go and very quickly check. But I think it's a great idea to have one school. I can't see that as being, you know, offensive or upsetting to. I'll just very, very quickly check.
There's definitely,
Yeah.
there's definitely a May half term. I don't know what the it's going to be. No, well, as you said, it's the week after next. But I know that it's because my daughter's a teacher. She's out of one, but of course she's teaching in a different place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it might be a different way.
So maybe difficult to get all people
No,
in this time frame.
What?
I don't think we can get all
no,
schools.
it's
How are
not.
we in the school? How are we going to do that without
Setting
setting other schools?
other schools.
Or out of that?
Which is quite, which is quite.
Can we just contact the schools, all the schools, and just sort of say, well, we're interested in school choir? I wouldn't be surprised, not many will come back.
Absolutely.
The Oyster Market.
Oyster Mountain Newton, probably.
Yes, we can by all means get that email out tomorrow to contact them to see if they are interested in performing as a single school.
There we are.
Obviously, if we get an answer before the 14th of May, we could actually put it on the full council agenda,
Yeah.
so everybody's involved in that discussion.
That's fine.
How to do a sensitive
That's fine.
topic, yeah.
Yeah, it can be, yes. Absolutely. And if we have to go down the road of just having one school there, they can have carte blanche of what they sing then. They can choose their own songs rather than having to coordinate all singing the same things and in the same languages.
It's the same, should they are a Welsh speaking school, they can perform in Welsh or English.
If it's a Welsh school on their own who do it, then they can sing all of their songs in Welsh. That's
Yeah.
it's up to them. Because we do have 2 bilingual acts.
Just think, last year, and please forgive me because I don't know what schools are, and we used to have just an English speaking
Yeah,
school.
yes.
So maybe, because they were.
They sang in Welsh as well.
They sung in Welsh as well, did they?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say. 'cause
Because
they-
all the schools, obviously, there's only Llangdale, which is a Welsh medium.
Okay.
All the other schools, obviously, are English primarily, but of course, it's compulsory, they all teach Welsh.
It's okay.
So, you know, there is an element of that as well.
Yeah.
Sleep after the cat.
So, I think that's the first way, is just contact the schools.
Yeah.
And it's up to them then, really.
Yeah.
Chair, is there a recommendation come out of this? or
Yeah, so the recommendation is that
One school.
that all schools are contacted to see if they're available to perform in this fest, and then one school will be selected by full
And then
council.
if they all come back really keen to, then we're in the pictures, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you-
But I would be surprised. I would be surprised because, you know, people are busy, to be honest.
Yeah.
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 Okay,
Good.
there we are. So that's Mumfest finished
Yeah,
with.
so you just take a vote on that.
Oh, yes, can we take a vote on that? Sorry. Brilliant, thank you. Okay, next on the agenda, the pools tournament, which I'm going to defer. Then we have D-Day celebrations, Claire.
Okay, so there will be the lighting of the beacon at Oysterman Castle, but this event is largely and only run by, will be run by the Friends of Oystermouth Castle.
Mm.
So our involvement is to support them in as much as I've officially registered the beacon lighting with Bruno Peaks, and we've got somebody to light the beacon, so we will pay that person. And then we've also got Councillor O'Brien arranging the cadets to come, so there'll be some uniform at the castle, and then everything else will be arranged by the Friends of Oystermouth Castle. I believe they've got various entertainment coming,
Right.
and the poppies will come down the side of the castle. And we will also help them to promote the event, and I'll work with Mike Eaves on that. We've got something mocked up, ready to go, but it's because of where it is and it's their event, and they are booking up so much. We just decided to, go ahead with the actual lighting of the beacon and to bring the cadets to the event because it's very fitting.
Mm.
And so that's our involvement within D-Day.
And I think it'd be quite nice if as many councils as possible could support
I
it.
was just going to say is that we're going to make sure we circulate all councillors, that this event is going on.
Yeah.
What we will do, Chair, is we'll bring forward a report to the meeting on the 14th of May, which is the normal council meeting. We'll bring the D-Day update, and we're explaining that we've used delegated powers to go forward with the event and using expenditure budget from, as I spoke to Claire, as long as we can come in under £500, I don't personally have got the authority to do that expenditure. And I do think it is something that to obviously mark. It's something that obviously we don't really have the infrastructure in this building to do and cater for the type of event which Oystermouth Castle, Friends of Oystermouth Castle can do. And I think by working in collaboration with them, it fulfills that criteria of demonstrating that we can work in collaboration with community groups within the community, and it'll be really good promotion. It'll be good for our annual report next year as well.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of people living in the community who were children during the Second World War. So I think it's very important for such a big anniversary of this that we celebrate that. And don't forget, next year we'll have VE Day and VJ Day. Yeah, thank you, Claire, for that.
Okay.
That's great. Okay, future events. Anybody got any suggestions? I mean, we haven't got any money, so.
The thing I would like to flag in the future events is the summer fun days. Obviously, I know they're arranged per council award, and I know they don't technically sit under this budget because they sit under community and social. But I just think because it's the events officer who has to do all the work, I think it's worth flagging that now to get people thinking about it, because I don't want to be in a position where we finish Mumbles Fest and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I've got four
Yes.
days to plan and it's short notice again. So
We've got a week.
I will send that reminder tomorrow, and obviously, hopefully, we can get cross collaboration from all councillors and all wards again to work on those events as well.
It might be an idea if they're, because summer holidays are 6 weeks long, if they're not all in the same week, because it's something for
We
to look forward to.
we did each Wednesday in August last year.
That's right. Yeah.
So maybe we can do that, because if I'm honest, back-to-back events are quite heavy.
Because it was half term.
Yeah.
So the idea was, because we had skateboard training on the Monday, that we as a council provided something every day, and I think that's the first time, well, as far as I'm aware, that's the first time the half term ones like that back to back have happened.
It's quite a lot on top of each other, so it'll be great to do them weekly in the summer. Yeah, we've got more time, haven't we?
There we are. That's great.
Sorry, excuse me, sorry for the question. Sorry. Was there anything decided about Mumbles Carnival?
Nothing's been decided about that. I mean, this is an idea which has come from Paul Whitaker, that he'd like to work with us on, but he hasn't mentioned it since. I mean, he's talked about the events he's planning to put on this year. But I mean, I think to start the carnival up again is a lovely idea, but it's going to take money, which unfortunately we don't have at the moment. I mean, if that was one of his chosen events, then lovely idea, but nothing's been decided is the answer. Okay, and item 11 is not on anymore, so we've booked all the Mumbles Fest acts, or we've got them all agreed. So it's date of next meeting, Ian.
The next meeting.
29th of May.
Thank you.
Thank you.
29th of May. Thank you, Tom.
There we are. Well, thank you very much for a really productive meeting. And as I'm my last from the chair, thank you all so much. Stay safe and go and have a drink. There we are.
And thank you, Rob, for all your hard work and your